All right, so I just watched all of these fights, and let's start with the big one, Tank versus Frank Martin. Uh, I thought Frank Martin was doing well, but it was obvious the longer the fight went, the more comfortable you could see Tank's face. He was like, you could see he had no worries, even though Frank was catching him a couple of times, especially early on. Frank just walked forward with a confidence, like he knew what was about to happen. He had seen the openings, he would be there. And eventually it were, and he really blasted Frank Martin. When you have a guy like Tank who's been fighting since the age of nothing, and you have a guy like Frank Martin who came into boxing, I think, at the age of 18. So Frank Martin is more of an athlete, and Tank is more of a fighter. And you can see that Tank, he doesn't really try to score points. He doesn't try to win rounds. He tries to beat you up. And in this fight, I said if Tank can't get to Frank, he's going to be in a lot of trouble. But you could see that even though Frank was really fast and was catching Tank, the longer the fight went, the more of that timing that Tank has from an early age really had an effect, because Frank Martin is an athlete. He's reliant constantly on doing everything well and fast and with speed and so on, and being well protected. And the longer the fight goes, the more your openings will show. And you could just see, like from the third or fourth round, Tank was completely in charge. He had that confidence, like he knew that, yeah, it's going down, I'm gonna catch you. And he didn't look like he was trying to win rounds. He just went after Frank until he find the opening, and as soon as that opening showed, boom, he's completely out. Beautiful performance by Tank. I think probably the best of his career. So yeah, that really makes me excited for future matchups, either against Lomachenko or against Shakur Stevenson. These three guys, they are really, really good. I'm actually a bit happy that Haney and Garcia left the division, because I'm not very interested in either of those two guys, because I don't find either of those two guys to be exceptionally good. While Lomachenko, he might be smaller than Haney, and that played a little bit of an effect in their fight. Tank and Lomachenko are about the same size. So, and I think Shakur at the moment is also about at that size. So, yeah, I'm really excited for those future matchup. I hope Turki Al-Shiki is, yeah, ready to. I'm sorry for butchering that name, but I think he's ready to. I hope he's gonna put some money on this one. And then if we move on, we got Benavidez and Gvozdyk. And that fight sort of played out as I thought, just the opposite way. I think Benavidez came in strong and looked very good early on. And then the longer the fight went, the more it looked like the tide was turning towards Gvozdyk. But it kind of turned a little bit too late. And it didn't turn all that much. I had it about 8-4 rounds. But I think it was clear that Benavidez doesn't have the size to be a light heavyweight. He looked clearly smaller than Gvozdyk. Gvozdyk did not. I don't think he had a good fight. I think Gvozdyk started out with too much respect. I think he did not invest at all to the body. He should have gone to the body. And now he just went for single shots to the head. And like, he didn't really gain the respect of Benavidez, but he did manage to keep him off of him, because Benavidez was a lot smaller. But underwhelming performance by both. I wasn't very impressed. So yeah, Gvozdyk is really good, but I don't. I got that strategy was it was an amateur strategy. No body punches, no escalating the tempo. He didn't push the tempo, and it looked like he could have done that because I think Benavidez looked like he was a bit tired. So yeah, underwhelming fight. And now that I'm talking about underwhelming fight, Matias and Paro, that was just terrible. That was Lodo. Yeah, that referee Pabon, I think his name is. He doesn't know the rules. He doesn't know what is there to do. He took points away from Paro for absolutely no reasons. At the same time as Paro was constantly holding throughout the whole fight, and he just kept breaking them up. Like, I think you hear me constantly complaining about these referees, and that's because they are garbage. They are terrible. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're supposed to do in the ring, what they are there to do. And it's very frustrating because as a trainer, I'm always in the ring. I'm there all the time. When they're sparring, like as soon as I see something escalating, I'm there. I'm telling them. I'm keeping the guys in control. These referees has no idea what they're doing. And I can tell you, all these trainers that spend time in the ring with their guys when they're sparring, we know all this. Like, we know how to control a fight when it's going on. These referees has absolutely no idea. They probably never been fighting, never been sparring, and they don't know what's happening in the ring, and they don't know what their role in the ring is. Yeah, so that fight was just clinching. I don't think Paro is a very good fighter. I think this is similar to the Cambosos and Lopez fight. Like, I think he doesn't have all that much talent. He's okay. He's a strategist. He would have been a good gatekeeper or something like that. And Matias, like, he's got to get himself a new trainer. If anyone of you heard his trainer in between the rounds, or in between when they were interviewing him, he said, yeah, we're hoping for Paro to get exhausted and get tired. Like, what? What? You're hoping for that? And Matias had no strategy. As soon as Paro was holding, he was just like looking at the referee like, oh, he's holding me again. Oh, he's holding me again, over and over. Matias really needs a new trainer. He needs a new focus. He's overlooked opponents in the past, which has cost him fights. And now he did it again. And he fought with complete arrogance in this fight. Yeah, terrible performance. Cameraman, who's Puerto Rican, is not happy at all about his performance, and neither am I, because I love Puerto Rican fighters, and I think Matias has always shown the characteristics of a Puerto Rican fighter, but in this fight he was just out. It was a terrible fight. Yep. Paro will not do well after this. Matias might, if he gets a new trainer, new camp, new everything, yeah, he's gonna come back and he might beat all of the other champions at 140. But yeah, this was just, as a trainer, you just mind-boggling. Like, what is he doing? What is his trainer doing? Who came up with this strategy? Don't they know boxing at all? So yeah. There you have it. Tank, very impressive. Very good performance from Tank. Gvozdyk and Benavidez, yeah, they show that they are not the highest level either fighter. And Matias and Paro was, yeah, that hurt. Like, I to be honest, I couldn't even watch the end of the fight. I was too bored. I kept moving forward because I couldn't deal with the referee ruining the fight and two fighters having yeah. Anyways, there you have it. Hope you enjoyed it.